Alright, so next order of business is just to create the services page. Let's click services. And now let's go to edit page. And edit with Elementor. And add new section. And this is just going to be a bunch of big 2-column sections going all the way down the page. The idea of this page is just to make your visitors really pleased and content when they think of your services, and I know an easy way to do that, and it's with images, lots of images, instead of lots of text, which everyone does, and then no one ends up reading it, and people wonder why they don't get their services read, or sadly sometimes used. Okay, so let's start building this section from top to bottom. The first thing we need is a heading, and then a divider and some text, and then a massive background image after that. So let's go to the Rubik's Cube and let's drag in a heading on the right. And we're also going to drag in a divider. Alright, divider is just a line that goes horizontally. And Rubik's Cube, and we're going to grab in a text editor. Okay, so let's do some basic styling here. Click on the heading. We're just going to call this a powerful heading. And click style, and we can bring that text size up. Click typography, bring that size up to something you think looks good. In this case, I'm going to change the font family to another one I like, and I know Elementor likes it. It's called Poppins, and we're going to click on the text editor, style, do the same thing with it. We're going to click typography to make it nice and big, just so it's legible, you know, no really small text that people have to squint at. And then from the family dropdown, we're just going to choose Laura. Elementor also loves Laura. You'll see that a lot on their sites. Okay, and then we can click on the divider, and I like making the width something a little bit less. 33 is perfect, and then making the weight bigger. And then we're just going to make that color of it a nice light gray. Something subtle. Alright, that should do, totally up to you. And now I'll just update. So enough of the text, let's start focusing on the images. So let's click on the settings for this overall section. Now we're going to click style, background type classic, and image. Alright, and we're going to upload files, select files, and we're going to grab a ton of good background images for this page and others. Even though we have some already, I want to give you more. And by the way, if you look in the description, you'll likely find a link to download all the images so you don't have to go hunting around for your own if you don't want. Although most of these images did come from pixabay.com, which is free. So I'm just going to grab a lot of images here, just a lot of them, a lot of them, and that looks good, and open. Alright, so first let's go with this nice mossy green forest floor and insert media. Now let's go to layout and stretch it, and height, we're going to go to fit to screen. Perfect. Now we want to give ourselves a nice white background on this whole text section so that we can read it. So let's click on the column settings, and we're going to click on style, background type classic, background color white. Again, that was by clicking on the column settings right here, this grayed out little file cabinet where my mouse is. Now we can make this white box float inside the column, and we can make the text float inside the white box. You just need to have the column setting selected and click advanced. Then we're going to give it a margin of 60 pixels across the board, which pushes it inside the column because margin is space in between the border and the object itself. And then we're going to give it a padding of 20, which pushes the text inside of the object itself. Alright, super cool. I'm really excited about this, guys. Just want to make sure powerful heading is all on one line. So style, typography, and a little bit smaller, maybe 42. Great job. And we're going to make the color of it black. And update. Alright, so you can add icons to these sections. You can add links after each little text blurb, like maybe this talks about architecture or your design portfolio or all the different desserts you've made, or maybe just a cool company you've done consulting for, and then there's a link to the full project or something. That would be perfect for the services page. In our case, I just want to show you how to make this page flow beautifully top to bottom. So we're going to add a few more sections like this. Alright, so what we'll do to save ourselves time is just copy this section down the page. So we're going to click on duplicate, 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 and why not one more duplicate? Alright, there you have it. So now if you want to move this text block to the left-hand column, all you need to do is just delete this column, click the X, and then we're actually going to highlight and we're going to add another column, and it just jumps over to the left. Alright, so we're going to make it go like right, left, right, left. So we can do that again. Go to this column settings, hover right here, just hover right here on the column settings, click the X, and then add one. Alright, pretty cool. Now the good thing is we have more background images to choose from. So the next one is our fall leaves. We can just click on the section settings, style, change the background image, and grab the red bench, insert media, and voila, beautiful. If the image looks a little bit too big or out of proportion, you can always change the size to cover, and that'll make sure that the image gets centered and you get the full image, or at least almost all of it. We can also do that with our mossy grass floor. Just make the style, size, cover. Cool, looks even better. And if you're getting those duplicates of the image, make sure repeat is set to no repeat. Why is that happening? Oops, I meant cover, not contain. Alright, let's scroll down and keep moving on with the page, keep making it even more beautiful and diverse. We can click on our third services and change up the background image. Just click on settings, style, change image. We're going to grab the 3 windows here, really beautiful, insert media, and just make it no repeat and cover so it's consistent and awesome. Alright, let's add our next service here. Click settings, style, image. And these images could be anything. They could be photographs from your laboratory or your workspace. You know, they could be you out in the field, or just cool photographs you took when traveling, up to you. And we'll change up this service, click settings, style, change image, grab the surfer and insert media, no repeat, and cover. Beautiful. And then we're going to move the text to the left, remember, just by deleting this column and then adding it back in. We can change the background image for our final service to the dog. Insert media. Alright, perfect. And update. Alright, so once you're ready, go ahead and fill in the descriptions of your services, change up the headings, and you'll have a beautiful service page to show off to your viewers and, more importantly, your clients.